What would you get if you stuck No Man's Sky and Satisfactory in a room together? The answer, I much suspect, is Planet Crafter. I'm Abfielder, welcome to my brand new gaming channel. Buckle up, we've got a 5-minute review of Planet Crafter, the new game from Meiju Games. Stick around to the end, find out how you can win a copy, and of course, hit that subscribe button. Otherwise, I'm going to set my nuclear power plants to overload. I'm just kidding, folks. There doesn't appear to be any way to do that in the game. So Planet Crafter then, it's currently early access on Steam with 8,500 overwhelmingly positive reviews. Notch, the creator of Minecraft, is a fan and doing much better than me, I hasten to add. So are they all right? Is this a game worth spending 20 bucks on? So firstly, let's talk about the premise of the game, whilst you watch me figure out what the hell I'm doing. You are dropped onto some godforsaken planet and your mission, if you choose to accept, spoiler alert, you can't decline, is to set about terraforming it into a lush Earth-like world. Well, at least that's what I think you're meant to do. Planet Crafter is actually rather brutal at the start. It doesn't really tell you anything. I mean, there's some stuff in the top left-hand corner, some early steps, create your oxygen tanks and things like that. It doesn't tell you how to actually do them. You've got to figure that out for yourself. Same for your health, your thirst, and your oxygen levels. They go down, as you can see. You've got to figure out how to get them back up. They're not going to tell you how to do these things. So if you need a game with a sort of gentler learning curve, this probably isn't for you at the moment. But if I'm being honest, it doesn't take too long to figure out. I did at one point have to go into my controls menu just to have a look at what those key controls were, and I recommend you do the same. Gameplay is pretty standard. Find resources and start crafting the things you need to terraform the planet. You'll be aiming to increase the atmospheric pressure, the temperature, the oxygen levels, and the biomass. As you progress towards the goals, and you're going to unlock new recipes in the tech tree, this is going to allow you to build bigger machines that terraform the planet quicker. That means there's going to be a decent level of grind in this game, grind to get the resources, and you'll have to travel increasingly further out to get the resources. However, there is a mechanic in the game where meteorites will drop on the planet and replenish some of the resources, and that can be quite helpful. On top of that, you're going to see a lot of wrecks around. Apparently this planet is incredibly dangerous to land on. These wrecks do contain a lot of crates, and they have rare stuff in, so they're fully worth exploring. And on top of that, they have made it incredibly easy to plonk down small outposts, and you can just hop in and recharge your oxygen. So that makes traveling a little bit easier. Things like power, they don't have a range at this point, so you can plonk stuff down on the planet wherever you feel like, and it will work. If you're into automation, then automation in this game is rather limited. Go back to Satisfactory or Factorio. This isn't the game for you. I've unlocked a resource miner, tier 1. That allows me to automate the gathering of some materials, but you have to place them in specific areas to get specific resources, and the storage is limited, so there's a lot of back and forth to go and collect those materials, otherwise they're not going to be producing anything. And plus, if you put down a miner in the aluminium area, you'll get aluminium, but you'll also get a lot of the bog standard resources filling up your storage as well. All that being said, I'm about 10 hours into the game. I'm well into the mid game. I'm not into the sort of end game yet. I'm into the mid game. The grind hasn't felt overwhelming and the balance has felt pretty good, but I am looking at quite a long wait before I can start to unlock the higher tier stuff. So maybe my opinion will change when I'm about 20 hours into the game. We shall see. So that's the gameplay. Like I say, it's pretty good. It's pretty intuitive. You can see what I'm doing in the background. On the gameplay, if I had one complaint at the moment, it would be the building system. It's actually very, very simple to place stuff down. I've mentioned this for making small outposts, but if you want to build something more intricate, particularly if you're trying to build on top of the foundation stuff, it can be a little bit tricky. Stuff doesn't snap. It just sort of goes wherever it wants, and that's something I hope they'll improve. For example, if you place in a solar panel, a tall solar panel, it's taller at the top than it is at the bottom, but you can't look up to see where you're placing it, so you sometimes place it and it's clipping into another solar panel. It gets really annoying. It doesn't affect the solar panels, but it looks rubbish, so hopefully they will fix that. The inventory system, in my opinion, they have absolutely nailed. One click to transfer items, control click to transfer all items of the same type. There is a button to transfer all the items from a container into your inventory, and even a button to sort them as well for those of you who have OCD. Perfect. The crafting, also pretty good. Go up to the crafting table, click the item you want, and then it'll craft it, put it back into your inventory. The only improvement that I would love to see here is if it's a more complicated item and you don't have the resources on you and you have to go and fetch those resources, there's no way to see the recipes unless you're at the crafting table, it would be nice to be able to see those recipes when you're out and about, just to make sure you've got those resources. So maybe that's something they'll implement in the future. Visuals for the game are pretty good. The colors are all very strong and bright, and all the object structures that you can build are nice and clean. Just a couple of negatives on the graphics. The rain is incredibly odd. Let me put that on the screen now, and hopefully you can see what I mean. And the ground in places, you can see it sort of looks like this rock, gravel, but if you look at it very closely, it looks a little bit stretched and it just feels oddly flat in places. But they're minor issues, they don't detract from the game. Just telling you what I see. The sound they have absolutely nailed. I'm someone who normally turns the sound off. I stick on some tunes in the background, but I am 10 hours in and I'm still listening to the game sounds. Sound effects are clear, they're crisp, and the music blends into the background perfectly. So overall then, the big question, would I recommend this game? Well, put it this way, I purchased it yesterday evening and I've spent the best part of 10 hours on it already, and I absolutely love it. This game is fully worth $20. Even at this early stage of development, there's absolutely loads to do. If you're looking for an arbitrary rating out of 10, then I would give this game 8 out of 10. I'd probably deduct a couple of marks. The construction's still a little bit fiddly, and that starting first few minutes, not telling you any of the keys or anything like that, that's pretty brutal. So probably just subtract a couple of marks for those two minor things there. Now, at the start of this video, I said if you stuck around and watched it all, I would tell you how to win a copy of the game. And that's it simple. I'm going to give away one copy of this game if we get to 1,000 subscribers. I will give the stream key to one lucky person. What you need to do is subscribe, and then you need to comment down below. Tell me what game I should review next for a chance to win. And as I said, when we get to 1,000, I'll pick one of you at random, and I'll give you the Steam key for the game. If you'd like me to stream live, I do so on Monday evenings. Check out my Minecraft channel, which is youtube.com/abfielder. Link will be in the description below. I hope you enjoyed this video, folks. I'm Abfielder. Goodbye.